information privy to him. There's none. All of this is just politics. I know local government chairman should be anti the governor. And I have a very credible intelligence from a source I cannot doubt that it has just started in Khana. The other local government chairmen that are not in support with His Excellency, with the governance of His Excellency Sinalaye Fubara, are to follow suit.
Why do you think the Council Chairman is not in support of the government administration? I mean, they are local government chairmen under this administration, so to think that they do not support the government would be somewhat say inconceivable. So if at all that is even happening, is there any reason that would be measurable enough to say this is why a council chairman would not support the governor?
Well, obviously,
under whose administration is a council chairman?
Obviously, that question is rhetoric. It does not require any answer because you and I are in this state. We know that apart from my friend, the Opobo local government chairman, Kukegam, Dr. Kukegam, and the local government chairman of Ogoni, and maybe one other, the rest are anti-government. Let me give you an instance. Just recently, we went to the hometown of the governor to celebrate his birthday and his Supreme Court victory. I tell my brother, in that kind of event, local government chairmen, other than these ones I have mentioned, did not attend events. Have you seen that kind of thing before? Beyond that, even the commissioners that were brought back by the magnanimity of the governor still do not show any solidarity. So does that not show you, goes to tell you that they were not happy with the Supreme Court verdict that reaffirmed the mandate of the governor? You see, this has never happened before in the history of our state or this country. A governor that is a boss doing something that all the local government chairmen will shy away from. Have you not heard where a local government chairman came in the public space and used derogatory words on the governor? The governor has kept quiet, and I kept addressing him as a man that is slow to anger, and that's the luck they have. And I want to appreciate him for his style, because if not for the style of the governor, I'm telling you, this state could have, by now, this state we wouldn't have had River State again. If he had followed suit with the way they are going through, the governor have 80% of this state. When I mean support base, the youth, women, the clergy, all strata of the state supporting the governor. And if he gives directive, that directive will be implemented to the letter. But he has told all of us to calm down because there is no price too much to pay for peace. And we are following that. But people should not take that, his, meekness for granted, because we will not accept it. Mind you, it's not about His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara. It is about the office of the governor. And that office must be accorded all the respect it deserves. Whoever wants to denigrate the office of governor is spitting on our faces. And as Rivers people, we will not allow it. That is why we have come out to give solidarity to this governor, because this governor is a golden governor. Just within few more office, haven't you seen the things he has done? Landmark initiatives and policies. Is it the civil servant? Is it the student? Every strata he has touched it. Or is it the ring road that is ongoing? This is massive. And this governor demands and deserves all the encomium accolades we can bestow on him.
We have a few seconds to commercial. When we come back, the question I'll be asking, I need you to respond to is whether now that this directive has been given, if you have a gathering coming, would you go and seek for permission? Then would respond after we return. We have just very few seconds. And then you let us know what the feeling is like since the order by the governor for minimum wage implementation for council workers. Stay with us.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
issues, we're looking at the recent development in Khana local government. The council has said that, well, permission should be sought before gatherings can be held. And my guest has described it as political and thinks it's just a way to down those who are in support of the current administration of Governor Fubara of Rivers State. That's one. And we're also going to have a conversation around what the mood is like concerning the order given by the governor with regards to minimum wage implementation for council workers. Sending your message to us on WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. Call us on 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Remember, on Facebook it is Nigeria Info 92.3 BH. Should council chairmen be bound by an order made in their absence with regards to the implementation of minimum wage for local government workers? But before we get on that and you respond to that, I had asked you just before the commercial, if you have a gathering, a rally, whatever, I don't know what the gathering would mean. I don't know if it includes baby dedication and the rest, but if it's a gathering, is what was said, would you go sought for permission?
Well, that wouldn't be possible. You see, we have a grand norm, that is the Constitution of the Federal Republic, which I have read its provisions on that to you. The right to peaceful assembly. And nobody can take that right from any citizen of Ghana.
So you don't
it's also a strict law. It's clear that any law that is inconsistent with the provision of the Constitution, to the extent of its inconsistency, stands null and void. That declaration by the councilman is illegal. And the people will vehemently
But remember,
resist.
we had something similar to this under the past administration during the elections, where you could not use government facilities, and so unless a certain money is paid, and then it even went to the assembly and people said, oh, this cannot be law, it's alien, but then we saw that happen eventually. I mean, just recently the assembly has had to revisit that and made certain corrections to it. But my point now is, if you do not go for the permission, that would be direct disobedience to the directive of the council. And if you have that event or gathering and then there's some form of disruption, wouldn't that validate the council's position of, well, breakdown of law and order was why we had said permission should be sought first?
That's power of making that kind of policy does not rest in the hands of the council, local government authority. You see, this thing is very clear. You cannot keep legality and illegality and ask me to choose illegality. No citizen of Ghana will respect that, because that does not arise. I have given you the provision of the Constitution. We should bring some lawyers to the studio. You understand this? That what the council chairman has done was done out of bad faith, was done out of mala fidel, and he has to seek wise counsel before interpretations. We brand him as agents of, under democratic force. He has to seek wise counsel as they hot. Because what they do in this state, they just do things and they think they can get away with it. There's karma, there's history. Let me tell you, their tenure, I think by June or so, it elapses. So they should do things and treat with caution. They shouldn't act on emotions. I think he was just only being reactive, like I told you. The mammoth crowd, the simplified crowd that gathered in Ghana on Saturday, they cannot gather that kind of crowd because the people are with the governor, and that is the fact. So all of these gimmicks and shenanigans will not work. Ghana people have resolved, and we are 100% and fully simplified. The President General of Ogoni Youth, from Element down to Corner Waterside, I know what I'm telling you about. Not just the Ghana people, the entire Ogoni. You will see when to start happening in other local governments. So we have passed that stage. We have crossed the Rubicon. We are with the governor, and I expect the chairman to immediately first, because he has no other option than to support the governor. Mind you, he was even in the People's Democratic Party. He was a member of the other party, APC. And somehow he just came on board and he's not the chairman. So he should respect people's rights and democracy, because he's a beneficiary of that same constitution that he's trying to, breach today. So we've asked him to immediately rescind that. He sends it or not, that will not stand.
All right, quickly then, should council chairmen be bound by an order that was made in their absence with regards to the minimum implementation for council workers. I mean, they were not present at the meeting themselves, even though we had other officers, even if we had other council officers, principal officers at the meeting, which was held at the government house before that order was given. And yes, it's a fantastic order. But do you think that it was necessary to have council chairmen there?
Of course, if they had wanted to attend the meeting, I'm not a spokesman of the government, but I know Your Excellency is not someone that segregates. If they had wanted to attend the meeting, I'm sure they would have been there. But you do not expect the wheel of governance to be clocked because some certain individuals have seen themselves beyond the state authority. The government is the chief security of this state and the CEO of this state. And he must be respected. Now, the other senior officials of councils were invited to a government function. There's no way they can go to the function without even intimating their chairman. That is assuming but not conceding that they were not invited. So they must have bluntly and blatantly refused to attend that meeting. And that is their grand style, and we know. So what the government has done is binding on all the local government chairmen. It's not about those individuals, it's about the local government. And that is the law as of today. And there's nothing any of them can do about it, because if they do, the people of Rivers State will sue them. It's not their money, my brother. Today, as of today, local governments that we are receiving less than 200 million before the COVID are getting close to a billion plus. What are they doing with all of this money? Let them bring their performance check book. They have done nothing with this money. So the money meant for the servant that has to work, their gratuities, everything, their wages, you want to hoard it. They need not to be reminded by the governor for them to implement that. So the River State Local Government Commission will be implementing that, and that has worked. So there's no foul cry that we bring that backward, because forward River State is going. We have left the age of trying to trample and sit on people's territory.
I'm pretty sure Rivers people are peaceful people, so stoning anybody would not be shown. But then what's even most interesting is to find out what the perception about it is in Khana, what the reception about it is in Khana. I mean, you, the youth person general, and we have youths who are in the council, I'm sure, working as council. How did they receive this news? And so far, has there been anything pointing towards the direction of implementing this on the part of the council chairman in Khana?
To start with, they don't have a choice not to implement it. They don't have a choice. It's automatic. The governor has given directive, and that is what it is. It is the government of River State that has our mandate. On how the people have received this news, of course, it is with utmost jubilation and excitement. Mind you, Andrew, this sort of thing has happened in this state for the past 8 years. And let's call a spade a spade. And little wonder the people are praising the government, because he was a civil servant that goes through, I can understand how this thing works. Look at how fast he is to bring about program policies and decisions. So people are very happy, not just in Khana. Civil servants across the states are happy. Remember when the Supreme Court revalidated the governor's mandate? There were parties all over the secretariat. So in secondary schools, everybody were happy. This was the governor that just in the last Christmas, he gave out 100,000 to each civil servant. These things are novel. They are novel. So let's just, if I were the council chairman, I would have been praising the governor, because he has a set expectation within this short stay in office.
All right, quickly, we don't have a lot of time, so let's just take, we'll go to Braid in Ogoni and then Good News in my 3. We'll take a few calls, 0817-923-0003. Hello, Braid, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yamabana, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, I think there is a mass jubilation all over the local government. And if you hear me, it is you that your salary is being increased. Won't you be happy? The local government that we see, their counterparts in other states for 8 years has left them behind. And there is no joy in working. In as much as the formal administration concerned, there is no joy. Local government has no joy. But today, team has put joy, smile in the eyes of people, in the faces of people. I think it's a good one. But the local government that is trying to stop the train of simplify, I think they are pulling with the train. And when the train is coming, if you don't go out of the road, the train will catch you and it will keep going. That is what will happen to the local chairman.
All right, let's go to Bimini now. Ken, good morning.
Good morning, Chairman, and your guests on this.
Good morning, Ken.
My own contribution here is to let the chairman, the commissioners, as of our assembly members who are trying to frustrate the governor of Rivers State for his effort, that austerity is real. I wonder how a governor will call for a meeting for a development of a certain or the local governments in the state, and the chairman will not be consulted. I don't believe it. So for them to boycott the meeting, the governor had used the principal positions and let them know what will happen in the LGAs. So for them to be trying to go to court, I think that is another set of ambushing of the governor's development in the state. Thank you very much.
All right, Ken, thank you. Just to clarify, we do not know if they boycotted the meeting because we cannot tell whether they invited and then they refused. So we'd have to verify whether an invitation was across to them and whether they chose not to attend. So until we get that fact, nothing much we can say about that. Good news from our three. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Yamabana, how are you?
Yeah.
Keep it up. When I was leader kingdom, my kingdom, and so National Council Real State, the social secretary, so contributions came. But your ability to stand and stand the truth makes you stronger. And have you seen people sinking in the sea, in the river before, where they're struggling, anything they see, they hold hands, they accuse anything they see. That is what's happened with the chairman of councils that worked with that has been there. They're all afraid. Well, why would they be afraid? Because their guy have asked them not to work with the present governor, which everybody is aware of. We heard them talking about the present governor anyhow too, and some of them try to apologize instead of to demand. They apologize generally. It is just fear. Coming to say they want to stop for Barriere Thomas. When I was the social secretary of National Council, he was my chairman, National Council chairman. We worked together. I know who he is. I'm surprised that he changed totally. Even do you know that he cannot even put no call as his own social secretary to work together and from the work kingdom. But today he's the chairman and he's trying to put a barricade, put laws that he knows that he cannot obey. The laws we fight together when we are in council together. Today he's trying to put those laws because he's trying to play one thing. I believe tomorrow they will come and repair those laws just as the way they did laws with former Governor Wike when he was in River State government, and they did law for local government to thwart traditional rulers to do anything they want to do. As he's out, he tried to change those laws, repair those laws. They put laws that they cannot obey. Time will tell. But for me to imagine what it means for me to support Fubara, to talk about him, I don't have not seen him before. I think the man is winning our hearts. My name is Goodman.
George from Abalama, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Yes, I am a local government staff. And for the past 13 years, my last promotion was 2011. This is 2024. For the past 13 years, motion and increase our salary from 18,000 naira. All this while, I have 8 children. 6 are in university. 1 has finished school. If any local government chairman who want to stand our way, we will crush that person because we are in the grassroots. This is a promise I am making because the way I am now, the way it is with me now, if I have the opportunity, I will mobilize all the 23 local government chairman workers to block all the council. We will stand ourselves because we can go to a farm, we can go to Pikisam, we can go to kill Isla, mosquito, and survive. They cannot do it. We will lock the council down for 6 months. When they go, they will come and beg any chairman when they competed. Why they will not get those? It's painful. It's barbaric.
All right,
it's
George.
Drastic. For your fellow human being to receive 18,000 naira for this fuel subsidy removal, upon all this, no benefit, nothing. At the end of the month, and they will not pay you the 37.
Okay, George, thank you very much.
7 or 10, what they will pay you salary. It's barbaric.
Thank you, George. We have to wrap it up now. Thank you. Time would not allow us. Thank you, George. We have a few seconds already up. Time is already against us. Quickly, few seconds.
Well, what I want to say is, like the Latin maxim, res ipsa liquito. The facts speak for itself. All the callers that called in, you can see the jubilation across the state. So that's for all. And I want to encourage.
Thank you, Yamabana. Time will not allow for that. Let's take a commercial.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.
Mom's love is pure.